Hey there friends, I'm so excited that you're here with me today as I use the new Garden Path stencil pack and Garden Path stamp set, which you can buy together in a bundle to make a quick and easy card today. This will create a single layer card that will just knock your socks off. So when you talk about getting bang for your buck, this is one of those sets that definitely gives you that. So let's get started as I show you how easy this card is to create. So this stencil pack comes with a set of stencils and you get 5 different stencils. So it creates a really beautiful scene with 5 steps. I'm going to start out with the background. At the top of each one, it tells you what you're going to be coloring in here. And there are registration marks here. You just line those up with the edge of your A2 size piece of smooth white cardstock. And I'm just going to press this down. I'm using a mat from Picket Fence Studios that this is sticking to, so I don't have to worry about taping down the edges. And today I'm going to be using the Concord 9th Summer Camp colors. Now these are the brand new 2024 collection colors. And because registration for Summer Camp is almost up, I wanted to use these colors to let you know that if you've been on the fence, now is the time to register. Don't miss out. So I'm going to start with Creamsicle for the background. Now what I want to make sure is that the Creamsicle is darker around the edges and lighter in the center. So I want to give it that really pretty effect of darkness on the edges and a brightness in the center. That's also going to help my sentiment stand out a bit. One thing I love about stencils is that you can use them over and over again in so many different color combinations. This is just the first one that I came up with because I wanted to use those summer camp colors, but oh my goodness, there are so many that I've seen from Concord 9th, from other creatives that are just really beautiful using this set. And so stencils just give you an endless array of options when it comes to creating cards. So I'm going to go heavy around these edges. And then when I get to that center, I'm just going to go a little bit lighter. If you don't have a mat like I'm using, just really make sure that you are using some kind of sticky surface or you're really taping down those edges so that your stencil does not move in the middle. And also remember, if your blend doesn't look the greatest at first, Concord 9th ink really does smooth out over time. And so you will probably get a better blend as you watch it dry. So there is my background. And I love that with each of these steps, you get a totally different peel and reveal. I'm just going to get this bottom corner a little bit more. You get a really cool peel and reveal every time. Ready? Here's this one. Wow, that's beautiful. Okay, so now for my stencil, I have the large flowers in place, and I am going to be using Briar Rose for this one, which I just love. Now, the one thing that I want to do is that this center could be a little bit wobbly, and I tend to be a little bit harsh with my ink blending. So I am going to grab some removable adhesive just to put under this center. Now this one doesn't move as much as this one does. So I'm just gonna get that. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of adhesive right there in the center, and that's going to hold that middle portion in place This one, not so concerned about. So let's go ahead and make sure my glass is cleaned off. And I'm going to ink up with Briar Rose. And I'm making sure on these big flowers that I'm going left and then right to be sure that I get in all of these little nooks and crannies in the big flowers. I do not want to miss any of the beautiful details that Concord and 9th included in this set. So I want to make sure that I'm hitting these areas in all directions. And instead of going round and round, you can always go inside to outside too. So that'll give you a little bit of a darker area around the center of your flower, and then it goes out from there. Okay, now for the reveal. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I love that combination of the creamsicle with the briar rose. And then I'm just gonna run my finger on the center of that flower to get that adhesive off, and it's off. And you wanna make sure you get any of that adhesive off so that when you get to the center of the flower, then that adhesive won't be in the way. Okay, the next step is, let me turn it right round, smaller flowers and large flower centers. So these are really cool. So you get the big flower centers, and I'm trying to get this lined up without putting my head over the camera. There we go. So my flower centers are there. Then we have the small flowers and then these kind of medium flowers too. So we're going to hit all of these at once. And because these are a little bit close together, I am going to start off by masking off anything that's too close to those big flowers. Okay, for the large flower centers, I did grab a yellow, and this one is sunflower. So we're going to use that one for the center of the flowers. Now this is not a summer camp color, but wow, it looks beautiful against that briar rose. I'm just going to go in a circular motion here with that sunflower ink. Okay, watermelon's next, and we're going to do our medium flowers with watermelon. Such a beautiful color, and I am so excited to be the watermelon camp counselor this summer at summer camp. So I hope that whoever is out there, if you are watching, I hope you get Watermelon Cabin, because it's going to be fun. I think all the cabins are going to have the cool kids. I mean, pretty much summer camp is the cool kids, right? But I'm especially fond of this color, so I'm excited that I got it for summer camp. Okay, there's our watermelon flowers. I think we'll do just a little bit darker on this guy. For our tiny flowers, we are going to go with the darkest color, which is wild berry, and I do love wild berry. It is such a beautiful color. It is deep and delicious. Okay, so we're going to go with wild berry here. And I'm going to use a small blending brush here because these are smaller flowers, so I can get away with it. And this color is so super intense that it doesn't take much blending either. Just want to make sure you get all the way into the little nooks and crannies of these flowers. Don't forget any of those little details. Okay. And then this one down here, let's cover up that. And I love how some of these flowers go off the edge of the background. So here and up there, these flowers kind of break through that nice crisp edge that you have on the card front to allow some of those flowers to come out from the edge. Okay, wait till you see this reveal. This is such a beautiful one. Isn't that gorgeous? Next up, we have our leaves. This one's a pretty easy one, but I'm going to separate the leaves into two colors. One for my briar rose flowers and one for my watermelon flowers. So let me get this stuck down here on the edge. I'm going to mask off those watermelon flowers first and just go with the briar rose flowers. And for those, we're going to do eucalyptus. Okay, and I'm just going to make sure my green brush is really nice and clean here before I get into eucalyptus, because this color does have a bit more blue to the green than other greens. And so I want to make sure that I don't kind of taint that color with a greener green, like a yellower green. Okay, there we go. That one's done. Let's go down here to this guy. And these are the largest leaves on the stencil. There we go, that one's done. And this one here. I'm going to do my smaller leaves. And for those, I'm going to go with Rainforest. This is another one of those colors that is just deep and beautiful. And I'm going to use a smaller blending brush for this one. And just hesitating a little bit there because this is such a deep color, so I didn't want to hit it too hard at first. And you definitely want to make sure you're lined up here, because this is one of those colors that does not forgive. Can't cover over this one. Okay, and then this last leaf. Let's get in there. Let's see what this one looks like. Wow, that is so gorgeous. Okay, the last stencil are the final details. Okay, and I'm going to grab a few different colors to complete this look. So this has flower and leaf detail. And these are pretty easy to see where they're lining up because they essentially live in the centers of everything you just did. So pushing this down along the outside, I'm going to grab Stardust to go on the inside of the yellow portion. Stardust is one of my favorite Concord 9th colors. It's like a nice dark yellow, but it dries back so beautifully. It might look really dark right now, like a brown, but it dries back like a gorgeous dark yellow. The great thing about this one is you can use a small blending brush for all of these. Okay, then I'm going to do Wild Berry for the center of my watermelon flowers. Okay, let's go in with these. And you literally just have to touch those. Just kind of almost like pounce them instead of go back and forth. And because that wild berry is so dark, I'm going to do a little wipe off. I'm going to wipe away from those green leaf details just so I don't get any of the wild berry on my leaves. Next up, for these small wild berry flowers, I needed something darker than wild berry, so I grabbed eggplant. Eggplant is a gorgeous, deep, deep purple, and again, all you have to do is literally touch to those tiny circles and the color is in there. You don't have to do much of a blend here. They might be small holes, but that color really gets in there. Okay, and then again, I'm gonna wipe that off, making sure that I wipe away from anything else that's on my stencil, like those leaves there. And then last but not least, we're gonna use Rainforest again to go in the center of those eucalyptus leaves. And that will give you the veining here. Just gonna do a little touch. 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 Wow, how pretty is that? Gorgeous. I love it. I love everything about it. I love the colors. I just think it's so pretty. It's so pretty. So I have my design in my Misty, and I've added Sending You So Much Love. Now this fits perfectly in this area. Concord 9th has designed it so all of these sentiments just work so beautifully in that open space in the design. I don't want to stamp it in black, but I do want it to be dark. So I'm taking cues from what I've already used here, and I'm going to stamp with Eggplant. I think this is a beautiful dark color that will look great with what I have used on the background. And I'm just going to ink that design up and do a quick press. Perfect. How easy was that? So the final decision that I have to make is what to mat this front on. You can certainly add this to a card front right now and have that nice white border, but I wanted to add a little bit of color around the edge. So I decided to go with Briar Rose because I think that will make it stand out really nicely against the creamsicle and then with that white frame. So I'm going to go ahead and take off about 1/8 of an inch on all sides. So I'm going to 4 1/8 here. So really not much. If you wanted dimension here, you could always pop this up as well, or just leave it flat. It makes it easier to put in the post. The last thing I'm going to add is the creamsicle enamel dots. I don't want anything to take away from this gorgeous design, but I do want a different kind of texture on the background. And I thought adding a couple of these creamsicle enamel dots will not take away from anything, but just add something a little bit different to the background, a little bit of shine. And I think it's going to look fantastic. There we go. How easy was that? And that is my finished card. Thanks so much for watching me create this quick and easy card using the Garden Path bundle from Concord and 9th. I just love this bundle. It's so easy to use and the color possibilities are endless. Maybe you'll try to create a card using the summer camp colors like I did. And speaking of summer camp, if you've been on the fence about it, now is your last chance. Be sure to click my video description to find all of the products that I used to create this card today and the link to Concord and 9th summer camp. We're going to be creating quick and beautiful cards just like this that you can finish in one setting. You're going to love the weekend. It's going to be so much fun, and I hope you'll join us there. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss any more card making videos, and happy creating!